Guys, I wanted to take some time in this video to share a few thoughts on our criminal justice system, or I should say our lack of criminal justice system. I really think that there is no excuse for what we're seeing within our justice system in this day and age, where we see criminals, people that are violent, people that have harmed others, where they are simply let back out on the streets time and time again. And I think that I think that we really need to have a serious conversation about this. I talked previously in another video about where this father had protected his daughter from an individual, and I can't say too much because I figure if I do, that YouTube would end up demonetizing this video as well, just like they did the other one. And what I do think we need to be aware of is a system that we now have where criminals are basically just turned right back loose out on the streets. There's a difference between people that make a mistake, that do something stupid, and those that live a life of crime, particularly when it comes to violence. And guys, there are a lot of violent people in this world. I don't have to tell you, that's why I teach concealed carry. That's why a lot of people carry firearms. It's for self-defense. And in the day and age that we live in, it is almost a necessity in some places. You should try to avoid those areas where you can, but at the same time, it's unrealistic for people to be able to have to avoid areas. I mean, some people can't avoid certain areas. We're surrounded by crime. But if you look into the system that we have, there's not any accountability. And I think that as a society, we need to demand some serious accountability from the justice system that we have now. If you are someone in law enforcement, you guys know you have probably arrested the same person many times over for some of the same stupid stuff that they have done. I don't have to tell you that. You guys know that. And you see that a judge has cut them back loose multiple times. If you could, guys, go ahead and comment the highest number of arrests where you've arrested the same person for something. Just comment that down below. I would love to hear those. I'd love to see some of those numbers. And we need to have some serious accountability in the judicial branch, because these judges in too many cases are not doing what they should do and are releasing violent criminals back out on the streets, and then we are seeing tragedies as a result of it. Just like the case that I mentioned earlier where I had done the video, just like a death row inmate that recently was faced the death penalty down in Tennessee. He was released from jail by a judge for shooting his girlfriend's husband. Think about that. And then while he was out, it was when that he attacked and brutally murdered his girlfriend and her kids. And recently, of course, that happened back in the 80s. And recently, there was a little bit of justice served when Tennessee put the needle to him. So let's just say that that was one of the rare cases that we see in this day and age. But I think it's something that we all need to be aware of. I think that it's something that we should push for. And at the same time, another aspect of the judicial system is the fact that self-defense is not a crime. And we need to treat people that defend themselves as potential victims in many cases, because that's the reality of it. You have people that time and time again that have legitimately defended themselves, that have found themselves fighting for their freedom. And in a case like that, that's where you need to have someone on your side. I would recommend contacting Attorneys on Retainer. Yes, I am an affiliate. They are there to help you. And I just thought that I would mention them as part of this video, because that is a resource that you have that's out there. Use my link, save yourself on the subscription, and use my discount code, guys. But anyways, you can find that down in the description of this video. But our justice system needs to be about justice. It needs to be about what it used to be about. And no, it's never been perfect, but in my opinion, I think it's getting worse. But guys, this is just a few of my thoughts. I really think that criminals, especially those that are violent, there's a time that there should be, the 3 strikes, you're out, just whatever you want to call it. There are times to where someone that has demonstrated an outright disregard for the sanctity of human life, that they should void their freedoms permanently, period. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? And if a judge does not do that, if they do not enforce the law, if they do not protect the public, then we need to remove some of these judges from the bench. Just my opinion, guys. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and we'll see you next time.